Hi, it's Carolyn and Michelle, aka LA Triathlete and Fuel My Run, and we're going off course.
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
What's going on in this bitch?
Gosh, I don't even know. I got my giant, humongous Dr. Pepper from McDonald's.
Oh, that's what you chose.
Cheers. 4,000 grams of sugar.
And so worth it.
It's
Fountain drinks from McDonald's,
They hit
superior.
for sure. And again, never crave it unless I'm like, it's not even hot. I mean, it's sunny, but it was like 50 something, maybe low 60s.
It always feels hot when the sun is out, though.
It
you know?
really does. And I was so salty when I got home, and I was just like, I need this. I need it. So I put wearing my little sweatsuit and my little slippers, and I waddled out to the car. And okay, so I have to tell a story real quick from yesterday, unrelated but kind of related. So
Wait, do I know this?
I think I told you in a voice memo.
What's this about?
My bike incident.
Oh yeah,
Did I tell you about this? Okay, so
briefly.
You've
had a lot of bike accidents lately, or incidents.
Oh, gosh. Yeah,
holes,
not
and
accidents,
stuff.
guys. Incidents, yeah. So yeah, the weekend before, was it the weekend before? I think no, 2 weekends ago, whatever. I flatted really hard on Montrose, and then I ended up going tubeless. So cyclists, triathletes know what that means. So basically, like when you run over something now, like in a tubed tire, your tube pops and you have to take the tire off, replace the tube. Tubeless has like sealant in it. So if you run over something and there's a hole, it's supposed to seal itself up. It's really cool. And it does work.
Crazy technology.
But if it fails, it's catastrophic. And you like have to get an Uber. I mean, you could put a new tire. Probably, it depends. If it's like that bad, you probably need to get a new tire. You probably need to call an Uber. You're probably covered in sealant, which is the stuff inside. So it's kind of a big thing. So I've been on the fence about doing it. And I finally did it.
Yeah.
And then yesterday, guys, this is like my fourth ride with these tubeless tires. And we were like, it was the end of Montrose, and we were going up this hill, and I was like with like 5 of my friends, and I ran over, I thought it was a rock. And I was like, and then it like was clicking every rotation. And I was like, wait, what's that sound? And then they're like, why don't you pull over? And we pull over, and you can see like the top of a nail. But I couldn't tell how big the nail was. And we're like,
that's my biggest fear when driving a car.
Yes. So
you don't want to see that.
You don't want to see that. So I'm like, fuck. I'm like, guys, it's tubeless now though. It should, I don't know what to
reform
do. And then
sporadically.
Right. Well, so the thing is like if you pull the nail out, the sealant will just like spray out everywhere. Like you have to be like moving. You have to like keep the wheel moving, and it like goes through and seals. But I wasn't moving. So anyway, they're like, do you have plugs? And I was like, what? Like Dynaplugs. And I was like, what are you talking about?
The butt ones or no, I'm just kidding. Keep going.
I was like, actually, yeah, I have 5 butt plugs with me on the ride. They're like, do you have Dynaplugs? And I was like, guys, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And they're like, oh, if you're tubeless, you have to have this. And then my friend Wes opened his little like saddle bag, and he's like, well, you need to buy this, this, and this, and this. And I was like, okay, no one tells you this. So anyway, they have these little tools, and it's like a little gun looking thing, and you like have to pull the nail out, and then you quickly shoot in. And it's like a long piece of rubber.
Oh my god!
Like kind of sticks.
Can you kill
out,
someone with that?
Maybe. I don't know how fast it shoots in, but
it's like
you like shoot. Yeah, like maybe I should. When I ordered one immediately on Amazon. So
I'm intrigued by this, by the way. I'm gonna have to YouTube what this looks like because I'm very confused. Keep going.
Tell me. I have no idea, but then it was like so funny because it's sticking out like it's a piece of rubber, like an inch out of the tire. But as you ride, it like kind of flattens into the tire. So when we pulled the nail out, it was this long, and if you're not watching, it was literally 4 inches long.
That could build a skyscraper. I would imagine.
I could imagine.
The one that I'm going to build one day.
The one that you're going to, I actually kept the nail.
Thank you.
Actually, it's still in my jersey pocket. I need to.
Why did you keep it?
Oh, wait, no, it's in the saddlebag because it was like a prize.
That was good of you because somebody else could have ran it over.
That's true. It's rusty. Good thing I got my tetanus booster recently.
Yeah, you might need to get, I think you need to get one every time you get in contact with a nail.
Oh, even if it doesn't go inside your body. I mean, it went inside the bike.
We'll
so
call
basically. It like went inside of me because we're
your bike is you.
My bike is me, but the bike tire is only like an inch thick. So I was like, how? I'm guessing it kind of went in at an angle, and then the clicking sound was the nail hitting my carbon rim, And I was like kind of worried about that because those, bike wheels are like thousands of dollars. So I was like, I really don't want to buy a new wheel. But anyways, just very impressive. So they sealed it, and with the Dynaplug thing, got home. It's great. So guys.
So the Dynaplug worked?
The Dynaplug worked. And I'm like, I'm sold on tubeless. Before I was a little skeptical, and now I'm like, shit. Because if I had a tube in there, I definitely would have had to call an Uber.
Get a new tube.
I don't think I would have been able to like put a new tube in it because the hole in the tire was you can't use the Dynaplug with like the old tires, the other tires I had, the not tubeless. And I was like, I probably would have had to call an Uber. I probably would have had to buy a new tire. It would have been really bad.
Yeah, you'd have to get an Uber SUV too, because like what else is going to carry the bike?
I've had to Uber back from rides like 2 times. And then one time Jordan had to pick me up in the mountains. 1 bar of cell phone service.
Only one time? Oh, shoot. The service. I didn't even think of that.
No, yeah. I was like in the Angeles National Forest, and I changed my flat. And like I had a group with me, but they all left because they're faster than me at descending. So they're all gone. And then it was just me and Yaz. And like we changed my flat. And I was like, oh my God, we did it. Like look at us girls. And then we got to the next like stop. Like we descended like 5 more miles, and I was like, yeah, it's flat again. And I didn't have another tube, and she's really short. So her wheels are smaller. So I couldn't use hers. And then I was like, shit. And then she's like, I have 1 little bar of cell phone service. And I kept like calling Jordan from her phone, but I don't think he had her number. And so he wasn't answering. And I was like, oh my God. So I texted him. I'm like, Jordan, I'm stuck in the mountains. Can you come get me? And so he had to like leave, and the Ohio State was playing, and he had to come get me. It was a whole thing. So anyway.
That's so terrifying. Because I'm assuming a lot of places you don't have service.
No, you don't. And in the mountains, like nowhere. And I worry about that with my friends because like a lot of my friends will just go do these like 200-mile rides by themselves, and I'm like, they need a Garmin InReach, those little like radio.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
right? I'm like, I should get one of those too, but it was fine. Yaz ended up. It was cold that day too, and so I was just like standing there for like 40 minutes just waiting for him, like on the side of the road.
Wait, why aren't all tires tubeless? Have we talked about this?
I think it'll probably be that way. They're kind of a new technology, and I think it's just like.
Is it like electric cars?
Yeah. And then there's some, people are like, these damn EVs, whatever. There's probably people that are like, these damn tubeless tires, which was kind of me. But, I like it. I'm happy with it.
That's cool. So you didn't have to buy a new tire. It can be thousands of dollars.
No, tires for bikes are like $70 to $100.
Wait, what were you saying could be $1,000?
The wheels.
I'm sorry. I get those 2 things confused.
I do. You know what?
Honestly,
it's fine. Because same.
What is a wheel? Oh, like the little frame?
Yeah, like the actual part of the bike, like the carbon, like the with the spokes and shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, there's carbon.
And then the wheel's the part carbon fiber. If they're not carbon fiber, then it's expensive. But then today, then when I was driving to McDonald's to get my Dr. Pepper, and I'm telling you, I've had maybe like 3 times in my whole life, I've had car tire issues. But whenever I've had
Let's knock on wood again.
I know, right? Well, the only time I've ever had car tire issues was after, like, the same day as bike tire issues. So I get in the car, and my the pressure light's on, and I'm like, oh no. So I get home, and I like get out of the car to check, and like nothing's flat. There's a giant screw or nail. I don't even screw or nail. It's huge in my front driver's side. I'm like,
stop.
Wasn't there? Well, I don't know.
What's the likelihood of that?
I know. And like,
wait, but it wasn't in the tire. It just said it was. Wait, you saw it?
Well,
I'm confused.
I saw it with my own eyes.
With your own eyes.
With my own eyes. And when I bought the car, so this is kind of.
Are your tires tubeless?
My car driver. What are they doing? They need to get this like full of sealant. When I got the car like 3.5 years ago, my friend Gus, shout out to Gus, and he was like inspecting it because he's Gus, and he was like, he told me there was a nail in one of the tires. Okay, that was 3.5 years ago.
Men sometimes just have like a third. They're just like, I feel a nail in that tire. I'm like,
he's like, I sensed it, and it was the next day. Like I got in the car the night before, brand spanking new, fresh off the lot, and I was like, oh no. And then I've been driving it for 3.5 years with the nail still in the tire, and like nothing ever happened. But I don't know.
Just like adapted.
It adapted, and I was like, I don't remember which tire it was. So the one I saw today, I'm like, is that the same one or is this a new one?
Shut up.
I think it's just so in there that it's just like plugged. You know what I mean? It's not like
maybe it's like when you get a splinter and it just becomes part of your body.
Exactly. That's part of my car now. But then
it's part of your car.
I don't know if I can't remember. I don't think it was the front driver's side. So I think the one I saw today was new. So I might have to buy a new car tire, and those are expensive. So
Damn.
Fun
Well,
stuff.
are you having a flat day?
a little bit.
Or
It's been a flat
actually-
weekend.
Oh, no.
Just kidding.
Wait, oh
It's been
yeah, you
fine.
haven't told me about your run. We both
Oh,
had long
yeah.
runs-ish.
We did.
Wait, no, we both had, how many miles did you end up hitting?
17. Girl, it was good.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Okay, do you want to
was a lot.
start?
Yeah, so guys, the shin has been shitting. We talked about
Shin
it
has
last week.
Shin's been shinning. I've gotten a lot of voice memos from Carolyn this week
I was,
about
like, crying.
the shin shinning. It sucks.
It's emotional. I know.
Especially when the race like 2 weeks away now.
Yeah, and like
it's 2
right,
weeks
and
away,
it's like
right?
yeah, from
17 is a lot to hit right now.
So what had happened? Okay, so it kind of like a week and a half ago I did one of my 10-mile speed workouts. It like kind of was tender, and then Michelle and I met on the beach to do the pod last week, and then we like were filming content and I could barely run. I was like, this hurts really bad. And then last Sunday, my long run was 2 hours. I made it like an hour 50. I just felt like
Off or just
off.
not like
Like the shin was
you've been
shitting
training
a little
hard,
right. It was just not a good run. And I was like, of all of the marathon training, if this is like one of the only bad runs, that's good. And so Wednesday this week, I was, that's a lot of days after Sunday. And I was like, great, it's time for speed work. And I went to the bowl and I
It's
like
a
voiced
lot of
memo
days
Michelle.
after Sunday. It's like two
It's
and
a
a half.
lot of days. Yeah, tons of days. 2.5.
Like 2 days.
Exactly. And so I just thought that was enough time. But yeah, Wednesday I was like, I don't know. I just had this like, it was a premonition, Michelle.
You knew.
I knew.
You have these.
It was
People know.
like-
FYKYA.
perfect. I don't know. I just was like, this is going to be not good. And I had like switched. I was supposed to do recovery and I switched my workouts around because I had stuff to do. And so this was going to be like another 10-mile speed workout. And I literally, like the first step of my run, I was like, oh no. And then I ran like a half a mile and I was like, my shin hurts too bad. And I know that if you like ignore shin splints, they can turn into stress fractures. And I'm like, and I had a PT appointment scheduled.
Talks to her PT girl once. She goes, I know
Right.
if you ignore them.
No, it was literally Google. My PT girl shouldn't even say that. I just made it up. But I knew I had an appointment with her Saturday. So I was like, okay. I texted my coach and her, and they're both like, just call it. Don't do the run. And then just don't run the rest of the week. And then have your PT appointment and see how you feel Sunday. So I saw her yesterday. And guys, I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to do a reel about this because it's so funny. I
should.
told Michelle about it. I need to it's hard to explain with words. I think you need a visual, but basically like there's this stretch she has me do because I have terrible ankle mobility. As we know, the foot points,
The tib.
the
No.
tib. Yeah.
The tib sometimes tibs.
This tibs. And I've got the like ballet toes. So there's this stretch you do where you
Fucking
like
fish over here.
literally, and you stand, I don't know, you stand as far away from the wall as you can. And then you keep your foot flat on the ground. Because I wanted Jordan to do this and he was cheating, kept lifting his heel off the ground, but you have to keep your foot flat on the ground.
Jordan.
I know. And then you're supposed to bend your knee to the wall. It's like try to get as far away from the wall as you can, like back, and then like bend your knee to touch the wall, right? It's kind of hard to explain. Like I said, I'll post like a reel about it. But she had my Dara, the PT, she's like, okay, measure the distance that you can get away from the wall. And then I want you to like improve upon that to get, you're more mobile, your ankle is more flexible, whatever, you'll get further from the wall. So my right foot, from the toe to the wall, I could do it and get 4.5 inches from the wall. Okay. And then
Which
on
is
the
pretty
left,
far.
I know.
But
I'm
you're
like
also
4.5
tall.
Right. And the PT, she's like, yeah, like when we were at the appointment, she was doing all kinds of shit. And she's like, your right side's like pretty flexible. And I was like, shut up. Thank you. And then
Tell me that again.
I know. I was like, oh my God. She's like, yeah, I'm like not mad about the right side. And I'm like, I love you. Thank you. And then the left side, when I did the exercise, like the stretch, I could get the furthest I could get away from the wall and still have my knee touch 2.5 inches.
That's
and she
so
told me,
interesting.
And then for perspective here, I had Jordan do it. He could get 7 inches away from the wall.
Okay.
Both legs.
For the record, 7 inches is crazy because once you told me that, I was like,
you do
well, I
it?
have to beat Jordan. Yeah. But I'm wondering, because I'm shorter, can I not get that far away? Like, is it kind of proportional to your height?
You know what?
'Cause
That's a good
7
point
inches is
too.
far.
He's got a longer femur or whatever.
His
tibia.
femurs, they theme, and mine are like very
You know what? That's a good point.
chody. I have
Height
chody
probably.
femurs.
You're right. But he's only like 2 inches taller than me. So I'm like, that
Yeah,
comparison
7
is insane.
Is he a
Also-
flexible god? Is he a flexible king?
He must be.
Can he do the
Also,
splits?
He can split wall twerk while doing the splits. Can you imagine?
No, I
I
understand.
don't know.
your
I mean, I think
relationship.
he's all right. Like, I think he's pretty flexible, but it's so funny because when he bent down to do it, I was like watching him and something was crunching in his body. It was his knees. It was like, and I was like,
can't
Jordan,
walk
what's that
today.
sound? And he's like, oh, I got crunchy knees. And I was like, oh, maybe that's why he doesn't run anymore. But she also said runners, because he doesn't run. And so she's like, runners are obviously going to be more tight. So that's another reason I think that
Totally.
he can do it.
So
Yeah,
important to
but
be flexible.
I do
Or
want to like
get your flexibility working.
Yeah, exactly. And just so that's the okay, sorry, back to the point was the fact that so then she told me again, don't want to brag, but she said I had the tightest ankles she's ever seen.
You're like, are you flirting with me?
I know. It was like, shut up.
It was just like, wow.
She's like, you own that shit. And I was like, I will, girl. And so she thinks the ankle's super tight. The hip is also very tight on that side. And she thinks that like, oh, and I've had this, we've talked about this on the pod, my left ass pain. Just like
I love when you
the
group
left
like
ass.
left ass.
The whole
That like
thing.
just the ass. Okay, yeah.
ass,
Left ass.
yeah. Into the hammy kind of thing. And
Is tight.
yeah, it doesn't hurt when I run really, but it hurts when I've been sitting for a while. And I told her that it doesn't bother my running. And she's like, yeah, it's probably like nerve. So she's like, the tightness is probably causing the nerve pain because it's all squeezing. And then she's like, you're probably running weird because you're so tight on that
Totally.
side. And she said that the shin could also be a little bit of nerve pain, but also maybe a little bit of shin splints. So she gave me like nerve glides, which is like a little stretch thing. And then that ankle stretch and a couple other things. And she's like, just keep doing them forever. And I was like, I will do them every single day, nonstop until the marathon. Just like
It
working on the
just takes
laptop.
like an injury scare to become a mobility god. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you're all into it now. You're like, I don't skip a day of my life. Like this is what I do. This is how I live.
It's like
This is
so
my journey.
inspirational. I'm gonna start making like Instagram reels and I'll be like, this is why I'm better than everybody else. And it'll be like, I ran it 2.5 hours today. It's like a 2.5 hour run and then like then 20 hours of just like mobility work. I did nothing else today, just mobility. So
Mobility all day long.
All
Like,
day
if you're not-
long.
you just start making like very serious mobility reels. Everyone's like, is she okay?
like,
Is she injured?
she's a PT now. She got her doctorate.
Okay, well, we love that.
Yeah, and then the run was good. It didn't hurt, honestly. And I was like, I don't know if that was from the exercises or just taking
God.
a week off, but it felt good. And I will say, I started out the first like 7 or 8. I felt like I was on cloud 9. I was like, I feel so good. My legs don't hurt, but everything
I feel
above my like the upper half of my body, like around mile 8, I hit this weird wall where I was like, I'm having trouble breathing. But I got a new sports bra, and I was like, is it too tight? And it's the one I'm planning on wearing for the marathon. And I'm like,
What do you
oh,
mean?
no. I don't know.
You were
And
having
then-
trouble breathing because of your sports
See,
bra?
that's the thing. I don't know if it was the sports bra because I kept like pulling it away from
You're
me.
like,
and I
was it
okay.
my asthma or was it the no, I'm just kidding.
Or
I know
everything.
your brother was the only one with asthma.
Oh, he was right.
from
As you know,
the last podcast, as I know.
as you know.
Wait,
so
is it like the same sports? I'm assuming it's Lulu. Is it the
It
same
is.
sports bra that you always wear in a different color?
yeah. So okay. So I got my new Zoot shorts, as we know, from my custom collection, and it has a
Love.
bra
So
too.
cute.
But I will say the Zoot bra. Well, first of all, it's not that big, so I don't think I can fit a race bib on it. Like it's too small. You know what I mean? You know. And
Yeah.
first, that one, I love their run bras, but they move a little bit more on me. Like I don't think I need to size down, but they do move. Like when I get really sweaty, they kind of like move around just slightly, and I'm like, that is enough to get the heart rate monitor chafing.
Yeah.
And
Oh
it's
my
just like,
God. I
yeah.
have the worst chafes right now.
Same. So the Lululemon, I can't remember, Energy long line bras are my like other favorite, and so I have them. I'm between 2 sizes, so I have a
that
very
sucks.
I know. So I'm between an 8 and a 6, and I have a large back, but small boobs, and so the 8's like more comfortable. But that's what's been making my upper chafe because it's like a
has
little-
some like space there.
Yeah, it's a little too loose, so it moves. And so I have another one in a 6. And so the one I bought, it's pink and it matches the shorts. And it's a 6 because I was like, okay, it won't move around. It's like,
But you can't breathe.
but I can't
No.
breathe. But I still
No, your
don't-
heart. Wait, is
Well,
it your heart or
then-
you can't breathe?
So here's the thing. Then I kept running, and then do you ever get like a shoulder stitch when you're running, where you're like shoulder
All
cramps?
the time.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Shoulder
know what
blade.
that is. And I just ignore it. Like I ran through it, and then like At one point, my shoulder, like the cramp went away, but then my whole shoulder hurt so bad. And I was like, how does my shoulder hurt? I did slow down. Well, okay, so it was getting like worse, 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 and worse. And then by the time it was like really bad, I was actually coming out of the Rose Bowl, and that's like a big hill. And I was like, I don't need to run this. You know what I mean? And so I like slowed down and I like walked,
like, at what
stretched
cost?
it.
At what cost?
Cost, Michelle?
Wait,
Exactly.
you can turn your route into like slightly longer by not doing the hill, right? Or am I thinking of a different course?
I think you're thinking of a different course. Well, I made it shorter because I stopped my watch when I was walking. So it was just a little shorter, you know, if I ran it, but whatever. But yeah, it was really weird. I don't know. And then I don't know if it was my bra, but I was like, I hope not because I need to breathe on the marathon.
Maybe wear it again for another run.
I know, it's
mile 22. The last thing you want to happen is like
Having
sports
heart-
bra issues.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
And the shoulder thing, I was like, is that from the sports bra? Or maybe I was just like running weird. What
Maybe
a
you're
day.
just like tight. I feel like I always have shoulder pain when I'm really tight going into a run and I don't properly warm up most of my runs. But you know what I mean?
I've like,
You always
did
forget
all the,
like,
well, that's the thing. And all the mobility work I did was all lower body. And so I'm like, not that I ever do
always-
like upper body.
but like just even foam rolling the shoulder blades and stuff, I feel like does
Yeah.
so much like good, you know?
That is true. And I lifted on Friday, which
Oh,
I
there you
lifted
go.
it a little heavier. Like I'm trying to like build up. And so I
Okay, buff mommy.
I know. I'm sorry. Who is she?
Gym queen.
She's the
Actually, you did it from your
buffest.
apartment, huh?
I did. Apartment queen.
Okay, I take it back.
But I'm
Oh
like,
my
maybe I
God.
was sore from that. I don't know. But anyway, tell me about everything. Fill
Oh
me
my
in.
God. Well, I had
just
to do my
watched your
long
reel.
run. Oh, you did? Okay, but
I
the
loved it.
footage was so freaking bad.
I didn't
so
think it
I
was
was like,
bad.
no, it was bad, but I made fun of it. I like put it behind Shake That Ass, that one
Oh, yeah.
song, which I actually love, by the way.
I bet.
That was
Yeah,
like-
I forgot about it. It's a good song.
Best song ever. I know. Which was like a top contender for like top song during my long run, which is funny because
that.
it looks so ridiculous. But it was so icy the last couple days, which is like the worst running conditions outside. Like,
Yeah.
give me cold, give me whatever. But like, if there's ice, at what cost? I'm not falling. You know what I
That's
mean?
the thing. It's dangerous.
It's so dangerous. And so it was so icy the night before, and I was planning to do the majority of the run outside because
Yeah.
well, I don't want to do the treadmill. And then
know.
it was so icy though. I kept on almost falling on my runs, and I was like, okay, no. I had one run. I slipped 10 times.
10. Like, did you fully fall?
No. So Michelle won, ground 0. I'm very proud of myself.
That's
But
actually very impressive.
It's hilarious because when I run with Napa, she runs slightly ahead of me, which I know isn't good. They're supposed to run next to you, but I can see when her paws go like she's about to slip. I'm like,
So
oh shit,
she-
like I have to be prepared.
She's
So
doing
she
the
almost slips.
recon, the light
Yeah,
recon.
she's doing some light recon.
Yeah.
And then I kind of like adjust too. So she kind of lets me know if there's going to be a big ice patch. But anyway, so I quickly realized I was going to have to do the majority of the run on the treadmill.
That is.
And there's
18 miles was the run, right?
Yeah.
That's how.
So there's,
Ooh.
and it's fun. I always joke about this because I either do a 3 to 5 miler on the treadmill or like a
Yeah.
20 miler. There's no in
Right.
between.
Right.
Like I'm just for some reason only doing like a long run or like a nice, comfy, easy
Right.
run. So luckily no one was at the gym, and for good reason, because the first hour I was singing out loud. And
Love
when you go
that.
to the gym, thank you. It was
would've done
fun. I was
something.
locked in, I was loaded. But when you see someone on the treadmill like lip syncing or singing, you're like, oh, how embarrassing, you know? But
They're
when
having a
you're
fun
the one
time.
doing it, yeah,
Right.
you're locked and loaded. I was like full on meditating. Like it was.
Did anyone come in the whole time? Or were you
Yes,
by
there's-
yourself?
There are a few
Oh.
different people. And I
Ugh.
swear this one girl's like, I'm not leaving until the girl on the treadmill leaves, because she was there for
she's
like
like-
an hour and a half. And she's probably
She's like, fuck
"Is
this, I
she
gotta
okay?"
go.
Yeah.
Probably.
She's like, I just
Is
gotta
it-
call it a day.
Is it an apartment gym? Do you have an
Yeah.
apartment gym? Oh, that's so
Apartment gym.
nice. That is so,
So
nice.
Pretty nice. Kind of boring. It's I don't
Yeah.
know. When I go to the gym, it's not like I don't want to talk to anyone, but I kind of want to
Right.
be around other people.
Like you want an audience.
Yeah,
You know?
I wanted somebody to see me. If I'm
Be
being
like, look, she's
completely
so
honest.
athletic. Look at that gazelle.
It is kind of funny taking a gel on a treadmill.
That's how you.
The concept
knew.
of that.
Right.
That's how they knew. I like kind of like put my little honey stingers there.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, But first hour was good. Hopped off to grab my gels, like refuel, whatever. Second hour was fine. And then at one point I was kind of like, I need to run my dog outside because she's going to have energy and I'm going to want a nap. So I did the last 3 outside. It was hard though. And freaking windy.
Did you slip on those 3 miles? Or was the ice kind of melted? Does it ever melt?
Okay, honestly, thermodynamics, I do not understand because today and yesterday, I did a shakeout today, but yesterday was not as icy. But Napa has so much energy that sometimes, like most of the time, she'll adapt to the pace that I'm running. But sometimes she wants to go. She's like ready to go. She's like, I cannot be doing your like zone 2, mom. Like absolutely not. And she just was. So my lower back got a little bit sore because she was kind of pulling, and I kept on having to adjust her. So that combined with the wind, combined with like just not wanting to. Okay. I have major props for you because changing from my gym outfit, this is where the chafe came, to an entirely new outfit being wet. Like I was sweaty from the gym. The gym was 70, 75 degrees. It was ridiculous. Changing sports bras, forgetting to put chafe on. Like how the heck do you do that in a transition? Well, you don't really change that much during a
you
race,
just leave the bra on. I will say, I feel like during a triathlon, I'm just like wet the whole time because I'm
just
like
sweaty.
It's
soggy.
So
soggy.
Like sweaty
I was like,
and pouring
like
water
actual
on me.
pruny.
Yeah, it's the same thing. And the chafe is real after a triathlon because you put on like body glide at the beginning, but then you like swim and sweat it all off. And that's tough.
Did we just come up with a business?
Like a sports bra made out of plastic so it doesn't.
Hear me out, which we'll be doing later.
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking like a body glide that doesn't rub off. It stays on for 20. You know how those deodorants are like 24 hours? Like give me a body glide that's like 72 hours.
Just doesn't, even the shower, like you're scrubbing and that shit's not coming off.
I have a sealant on my skin.
I love that. I mean, sometimes I really layer on the body glide. It does kind of stay on.
It could last.
It could last.
That's true.
But
I just didn't put any on at all.
Right.
So I was raw dogging it.
So you were just having a bad 3 miles. Were you cranky? I would have been so cranky. You bled
the last 3 miles.
Bleed?
Well, it's not bleeding, but it's like,
oh my God.
It's definitely scabbed.
Okay.
My poor boobs. Yeah, I'm okay. It's just like the line of the sports bra. But I was cranky the last 3 months. I actually I had to stop and like bend over, and poor Napa was like, "Are you okay?" I just kept on going I kept on grunting, and no one was there, so I don't care. I was like, "Ugh," and Napa would be like,
"Oh yeah,"
she'd turn her head like, "Are we good?" Because
I've been there.
Why are you going so slow? Yeah, it was one of those grunting runs, but you know what? I got it out of the way.
Yeah,
I have like a good 6 days before I have to do it again. And that's my life.
Okay. Are they not like salting the sidewalks over there in Montreal?
They are salting the sidewalks.
Jesus
is that how
Christ.
the ice goes away?
Yeah, I don't know how that works. Someone can chime in, but I mean, that's like in Ohio, they'd always salt the roads before big. And it's just like supposed to keep the, like the salt or the, I mean, I don't know how well
it's
it
chemistry.
Works.
I think it just it heats it up and then it gets like wet. But that's the crappy part about the salt is like then it turns into like puddles. Yeah. And then it's like, which actually I'd prefer. Like give me cold feet all day long. I don't care. I just don't want to slip and fall. But I'm so jealous of your coffee. Right? Wait, hello. Can you imagine that's a big iced coffee? It's just a cold brew.
It is 1:37. I would not sleep tonight, girl. I mean,
it's only. I was literally just drinking coffee, and it's like 4 o'clock here.
Okay, fair. I'm like pretty sensitive.
I'm not gonna sleep though either. You're that sensitive to caffeine?
Yeah. I think I have always have one in the morning, 1 glass of iced coffee, and then like if I'm really tired, I'll like sip on an Alani Nu, and I'll like drink like.
Okay, you love your Alani Nus.
I do.
No, those are cracky, no?
They are. But if I drink anything like any of that past like 2, I'm like, I feel like I can't sleep at night. Although I don't know.
You're like, I have 1 iced coffee. I have an Alani Nu. If I need another, I have another. But it's like, it's fine. Like, and all of a sudden, I'm up.
I know. I'm up all night. Can't believe
Dude,
it.
I can drink coffee. Well, I did 23andMe, and it said that my genetics can tolerate, and I really took this to heart. It said my genetics can tolerate caffeine more than the average person. So I'm like, great. Give me another glass of coffee. Glass of coffee. Why are we calling it a glass of coffee?
A glass of coffee.
A glass of coffee.
A vase.
S'il te plaît.
I took a genetic test, not 23andMe. It was something else. And
Ancestry?
I think I can't remember what it was called. Gene Fit. It was like a sport specific
a knockoff.
one.
No, I'm just kidding.
I need to look.
Ooh, Gene Fit.
Shoot, I can't remember because it did have caffeine as one of the things, and I think it was like, it was so funny. It was like, yeah, like you're pretty sensitive, and I was like, huh.
Really? Oh, she's sensy. We should do like a 23andMe reveal. That's when I found out that we thought we were German, hello. Yeah, we thought we were German on my dad's side, Polish German. We found out, which like kind of similar, but we found out we aren't German. It's Russian.
Oh.
And it was just like, my dad was like, oh my God, I had no idea.
T.
Which like similar.
See, the one I did though didn't do like, it was just like sports stuff. It wasn't like my actual DNA.
That's cool. That's like health
it was cool.
information.
It also, I need to read down the app and look at my results again. But it was like, you suck at sprinting. And I was like, I do. It was like,
so
you're
funny.
only an endurance athlete. And I was like, and then it also did
You're like, I feel
like,
that. You're like, you didn't have to tell me that though.
Yeah, I was like that's
I kind of knew.
Honestly so rude.
Mine was more the sprinting side. Like I had more of the fast twitch in my family, which makes sense. My dad's quads are insane. They're just like ripped, which is
rides that bike.
Yeah, he rides that bike. But they're just like, I don't know. My legs are always just so naturally defined. And I'm like, am I supposed to be a sprinter? Even though I failed at it in high school. I'm not.
You never know.
Spoiler.
Try. Yeah.
Anyway, do you remember anything else you said?
There was also, gosh, I can't. It was something like, there was one like category that was something like your ability to like be athletic kind of. I think it was like muscle. I can't remember, but it was just like, yours isn't very good. And I was like, that makes a lot of sense because when I was in high school,
it said it exactly like that.
Yeah, I was like, you're kind of bad at sports. Okay, so this sounds so bad, but like I feel like I've always tried so hard, like swimming and triathlon, and I'm obviously like above average, right? But it's just like
you're a pro.
I'm a pro, but I'm the slowest
Not many
pro.
people can get
and in
there.
college,
come on.
I was like, recruited to swim D1, but I was like the worst one on the team. But I tried so hard in high school. I don't know if I've said about. Oh my God, did I just have a stroke? My sophomore year of high school, I did not miss a single swim practice. Okay. And let me tell you, there were 9 a week, 3 mornings at like 5 a.m., Monday, Wednesday, Friday, every evening on weekdays and Saturday morning. The entire school, the whole year.
There's literally in the pool for the majority of the day.
Yeah, so the morning workouts were like dry land and lifting, and then this is the summer too. It's swimming. It's all year. Like
you're like an aquatic animal. You're like, it was dry land, so the gym.
So didn't do well there. Only did well in the water, but it was just a lot of practicing. And there's no like off season. It's all year, and I didn't miss a single practice. I was the only one. I got a little award, and then there'd be these girls who would play like other sports, so they'd like barely come to practice. I'm thinking of one, my girl Rachel. Shout out to Rachel. She would never listen to this, but she was really good at soccer. She like never came. She would miss swim practice for like the whole fall. And then she'd show up and she'd be so fucking fast. And she would always beat me. And she got recruited and swam like at a better school and like all this. I mean, it's fine. We swam different events, but it's just like, man.
You swam in Miami.
I did.
Ohio.
Miami, Ohio. But it's just like, I felt like I worked so hard. And then it was just like, this is it. My genetics are holding me back because some people have got that gene,
It's so funny because I would never to me, you're just such a beast. But I get what you're saying. Like I remember back in track and field in high school, I would always be like, I think I just liked kind of like being in control.
Right.
But like at practices, I was like, all right, guys, we got this. Like I would like try to like motivate everybody. I would always be coming in first at practice. And then when race day came, I was like, oh my God, yeah, I got this. I would always be middle of the pack. And it's because I wasn't a sprinter. Like, let's be honest. But it was like during practice, it was like, I tried so hard.
Yeah.
And I don't think everyone was like that serious about practice. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The same thing.
Just taking everything way too seriously.
I feel the same way. Some people just, again, I'm not using it as an excuse, and obviously there's triathletes that are pros that are faster than me that are obviously like working out like twice as much as me and like do it as their job and are really good and do put all the effort, and they all put their effort in too. It's just that I took this genetic test and it was like, you're all right. It makes sense because no one in my family is that athletic. So like,
you should write back to them and be like, sorry, I'm a pro triathlete. So like, I think you need to reconsider.
Like, can we
your
fix
test
this?
result.
Yeah. Can we fix my blood result? I texted you about it, but this is like triathlon hot off the presses news. Imogene Simmons, she's a Swiss triathlete, got caught doping. Potentially. We don't know.
Potentially.
I think I
in
believe
a very
her.
small amount. I think I believe her too.
She's so like, I don't never met her, but we follow each other on Instagram.
Give the
and
lowdown. Give the lowdown.
Okay, guys. So all the triathletes listening already know what happened, but basically she got caught with this drug in her system called. So it said the test came back positive for a metabolite of ligandrol. See, I don't even know what that is. It's some sort of like
ligandrol,
human growth hormone kind of thing. And she said it was like a metabolite, which is a very, very, very small quantity. But that's the thing is like, we don't know if that small of amount actually helps her or not. You know, it's a whole thing. So,
I thought the small, like the amount tested or that came in the result, like could have never given her any performance benefit.
That's what she said in her post, but I don't know if there's like research to back that up yet.
I
So
did not,
like kind
I did
of
not
like
vet this.
you did. You're actually the ligandrol, whatever it's called,
ligandrol expert.
So it's like this illegal substance, and
that her boyfriend was taking.
So that's the tea. So her boyfriend apparently was taking it without her knowing, which I'm like, okay, that's a little fucking weird. If you're dating a professional triathlete, she's really good too. Like she is like winning money and like top of the sport. And I'm like, how are you bringing in a banned substance into the home without her knowing? So he's not a triathlete or anything, I don't think, but I think he was just taking it to like look
get those gains,
get the gains, right? And then she's like, yeah, I guess the testing happened back in December. They like randomly tested her. I don't know. They tested you like in a series. And she said she said they had sex the day before and the morning of the test. And I'm like, this girl has so much stamina. Good for her. She's training as a professional triathlete. And she's
and can have sex that often.
No, I was trying to find his Instagram, obviously, to stalk him, but I couldn't. So who knows? But yeah, maybe they were in New Zealand for World 70.3, so like maybe it was just like
romantic,
romantic. But then I saw, okay, so I don't know if I've told you this, Michelle, but
I don't know.
A year ago, this guy, I think his name's Thomas. He's a Mexican triathlete professional, and he got caught also doping. He won Ironman Texas last year, I think. Don't quote me on that. I think it was Texas. He won. He got tested because like he kind of came out of nowhere, and he had I can't remember the hormone. Something illegal substance, and then
how many hormones do you know?
All of them. I know testosterone.
You're like, I'm so sorry, I can't name the specific hormone he was doping with.
Guys.
I'm like, bitch, I don't know it. Okay,
I would never know. So he basically said that it was okay. I don't believe him. I don't know. I don't want to like.
Oh my god, you have me on my toes.
He said it was because of apparently this hormone can also be found in chicken and eggs, and he said he was eating a lot of chickens and eggs. And then this girl, Imogen, had this whole thing, and then someone commented, and I really wish I could take credit for this comment because it's so fucking funny, and I can't stop thinking about it. It was on one of the news triathlon Instagram pages. Someone commented and said, "Wow, there's a lot of bad meat in triathlon. Oh no, a lot of tainted meat." A lot of tainted meat because the chicken, the eggs, and the wiener. Get it? Anyway, I really got me on my.
You're like, I think about this one every night.
I think about it every day, every night, every day. I'm like the tainted meat. It's so funny. So anyway, we don't know. And then it's like interesting because you read the comments and like it's very 50-50. People are like, I believe her, and then other people are like, apparently one of her, I don't know, not her current coach. I guess her like old coach had been caught like helping athletes dope. I don't know. I'm not really super like involved in like, the triathlon investigations or anything like that. And I don't know. But if it is like not like if she really genuinely didn't know, I'm like, first of all, hopefully she broke up with him.
That would suck.
Because goddamn, like you should tell your professional athlete girlfriend if you're taking a banned substance. And then also like, can you imagine? I don't know. Like that, like if you got caught.
I don't know.
And like you didn't know, like you genuinely didn't know, and this like hormone got in your body, and then you got tested, and you got like,
I'd be so mad,
devastating, and like she could be banned from the sport, and like, fuck, it's not even like I'm sure, obviously, like she earns money and it's like a career, but I'm sure it's like she's passionate. I'm sure she's very passionate about it, and it's like she loves doing it. If I got banned, which would never happen, obviously, so that's another thing is like, let's be honest, but like and then like a lot of pros will come out and be like, yeah, they need to be better about testing in the sport. And then they'll be like,
Of course.
like, I've never been tested. Like, that's what they'll say. Like, pros that are way better than me, like, I've never even been tested. And I'm like, yeah, same guys. Okay, guys.
Oh,
Well-
I do have a list real fast.
Oh, yeah. Tell me.
I made a list of the pros of running in the cold.
Let's hear them.
Okay. Your hair doesn't get as sweaty.
Love that.
Hair doesn't get as sweaty. I didn't even, you're like, Michelle, it looks like shit. I'm like, I didn't even
looks
do anything
great.
to it. I didn't even get it wet in the shower because it didn't sweat. I did a shakeout today. Your body temperature is more regulated. So you're not like spiking too hot. You just like kind of feel good throughout. And this is the last one. It sounds cooler. Like if you're like, oh, I just ran like for an hour outside and it's snowing,
so
people
true.
are like, you're really cool.
That's true. It's like pretty hardcore.
That's
You know?
it though.
Like, also, one more, I guess, I feel like the outfits are
Burn
kinda
more
cool.
calories. Oh, the outfits.
You probably do.
Really?
More. Yeah, I'm like, I feel like you could put on like, like you just look intense. I don't know.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, that goes into the intensity.
know?
I feel like hot weather outfits are cuter, like a little like sports bra short
That's true.
combo.
that's always me. No matter, it could be, I mean, not that it gets that cold here, but it could be like in the 40s and I'm like, no shirt. Ever.
No shirt, no shoes, no problem. You know,
Exactly.
no shirt,
shoes either.
Hoka's, no problem.
Okay, there's a guy I see who wears no shoes. I see him regularly. He's a no shoe runner, barefoot.
Does he do
runner.
the Rose Bowl loop?
He does, and I'm like,
No shoes.
I mean, I just
no
ran
shoes
over a
Rose.
nail. Not that was
Yeah.
not the Rose Bowl, but I'm like, what if you step on a nail or something or glass?
He gets like weekly tetanus shots. Just in
probably, and
case.
I'm like,
preventative tetanus.
I like if he were in Canada where it's super icy, would he be running barefoot? Was what I want to know.
God no, he'd be maybe he'd be
Imagine.
wearing like Vibrams, like my dog does.
Stop. She wears. Oh,
She has
Do
little
they go,
booties
like-
only when it's really cold, or else
Okay,
like her
that's pretty
feet
cute.
bleed.
oh
Like,
yeah.
like she actually like is bloody, and I'm like, I'm a
poor
terrible dog
Napa.
mom.
No.
I know. Or she like hits the ice and she like will limp all the way home, and I have to
Aw.
carry her. It's a whole
But she's
thing.
got boots now, so she's got boots with the fur.
booties.
She's so. I bet they're
Yeah,
so cute.
literally, they're really cute. I'll send you a photo. Okay, back to the game
Okay.
though. So Carolyn
So-
came up with a game.
Yes.
Well,
Okay. So
society
for
did.
context, this is. I feel like hopefully I can explain this well. But there was this trend on TikTok like 5 months ago, where people were making. They called them "Hear Me Out" cakes. So basically, they would like buy a cake from the store, or make a cake or whatever, and then it would be like them and their friend or them and their significant other, and then they'd basically be like, okay. So then they'd have okay. I don't know how to explain this. So basically, they'd have a list of "Hear Me Out" people or characters, and it would be like someone you
Or
find
things.
attractive or things,
In my case, because
Just,
that's
like,
all I came up with.
something you're
Continue.
attracted to.
Oh,
Again, could be a person, could be an object, could be a like fictional character, but like maybe someone that's not like you can't just be like, yeah, Brad Pitt, hear me out, you know, because he's hot. Like people
Yeah.
that would other people would be like,
you'd be like,
wait.
"Hear me out, Simba,"
Yeah, exactly, and then you'd be like,
and then
okay,
you give a
wait.
reason.
Exactly. So that's kind of like someone who other people may not think, you know, off the top of their head is attractive, but then you say, hear me out. And then when they had the hear me out cake, they would like print the little picture of the character out and put it on like a toothpick and then stick it in the cake. And then
Yeah.
they'd like explain why. And it was really funny. So if that made absolutely no sense, I recommend looking it up on TikTok. It's called Hear Me Out Cake. But what we're going to do is we're going to list off a few of our hear me outs.
Yeah.
Okay.
And explain why. And I
explain
did this
why.
completely wrong.
Oh,
And
no.
we'll just go back and forth. But I think it will work. So it's fine.
Okay. So,
Wait. Okay. Go for it. Wait, you only
and
have
then-
5.
so
Perfect.
my first one, Hopper from Bug's Life and Hopper from Stranger Things. So Hopper's the bad guy. He's the grasshopper in Bug's Life. He's
Okay.
kind of a bad boy. Okay.
He's kind of a bad boy.
He's kind of a bad boy. He's got a nice
All
jaw.
right.
And then Hopper from Stranger Things, I feel like he's the cop. I don't know if you remember, but it's because the show hasn't been out for
yeah.
He's not really a hear me out because he's already he's kind of a daddy, but
Do they go together in this scenario? Are they
they're
friends?
both named
Are they
Hopper.
dating?
same
Oh,
name.
yeah.
Unrelated. The Hopper's a cartoone character. and
I like that this
Hopper
is the first thing that came to you
Yeah.
on the
It's
list.
it's been on my mind for a while.
Okay, we'll
glad
definitely
I
be
can talk.
inserting the photos. Okay, so I definitely did this trend wrong,
Michelle. It's okay.
but
Do you wanna start over?
I'm still going to keep going.
I think it's fine.
All right, hear me out. A Hoka Heelys collab.
I love that.
But you can only turn on the Heelys when you're going through the finish line. You're just running the whole time, and then
yeah, why haven't they done this yet?
Like, shh,
this is
I don't know,
genius.
which is, I mean, mine are just business ideas.
I was gonna say you definitely did this wrong. So this is gonna be really awkward for my end. People are gonna be like, "Wow, Carolyn's got serious mental issues."
No, they're gonna be
maybe
like,
I should have done mine
differently.
differently.
The assignment.
Maybe one will come to your head.
Okay,
Maybe
yeah.
To your head. Okay,
We'll see.
Mine is next one. I think the seagull from last week.
The seagull. The sexy
If you listen-
seagull.
The sexy seagull. If you guys remember, hear me out.
Yep.
That was a nice looking seagull. Okay.
Okay, hear me out. A running belt shouldn't count as an extra bag at the airport.
Like you're wearing it. It's just like loaded up.
You wear it loaded up and it doesn't
love
count
that.
as another bag.
That's okay. Sometimes I bring my fanny pack, like in addition to a backpack, and like
your
most
Lulu
airlines don't care. Yeah, and like I just like it because
yeah.
I just like to have
Flip it.
things like headphones and stuff.
Oh yeah, I
I just don't want to have it in my backpack.
I need my headphones abreast.
Literally abreast.
And if
then
people
they're
get mad, you literally shove it behind you and just have it
Yeah.
as a strap.
Exactly. I'm like, okay, it's gonna
part of the
stay on my
shirt.
body. Why are you being like dramatic about it?
Yeah,
So
why are they
rude.
being dramatic? I know. Freaking Southwest. Okay, continue.
Okay, so the next one is I think his name's Shang Li from Mulan. He's like the
Okay.
the good guy, like the
yeah.
leader of the he's so hot. I feel like that's not even a hear me out. I feel like everyone's
Oh,
gonna
I
agree
don't
with
even
that
need to
one.
hear you out. That one's just
Right.
like standard.
You're like-
standard practice.
Standard practice. And another sorry, they're not all Disney characters, but also Spirit. Remember Spirit? The horse, right?
Oh, from
Yeah.
Mulan.
From Spirit. I don't know if you
What's
saw the
Spirit?
movie. It was like I think it's a Disney movie. Here, I'll pull him up.
Yeah, pull him up.
Pull him up.
Does he have a good
Pull him
jawline?
Yeah, he's like jacked. I feel like other people are gonna be like
I love how
again,
we're doing this. I love this.
like he's just got like the most flowing like are you kidding?
Oh yeah.
Like that's an attractive horse.
I
Anyway,
mean, he does look like a short king though,
that's true.
and there's
I'll
nothing.
have to
wrong with
rewatch the
that.
movie. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. But
Report back. Be like reporting back. He's still on my list.
he's still on my list. Doesn't matter. I am 5'11", so you have to, not height shouldn't matter, but when you're 5'11", it plays a factor, right?
Especially with buff horses. A belt, like a real belt, with holes that go across the entire circumference.
I love that. Why haven't they done that?
Why haven't they done? Because when you wear high-waisted pants,
Yep.
sometimes you need to go a little bit tighter, and I don't want to have
Yep.
to shove the thing into a new hole.
Yep. That's what she said. No, you're absolutely right. That is such
I'm
a
really
problem.
passionate about that one.
Oh, that is such a problem. Yeah, because then if you wear them lower, then like the belt might not even fit.
Exactly.
You're a genius. I feel like next week we should switch and then you do it my way.
And you do it my
And then I'll do it I'll do like the business ideas way and then you'll just do like weird characters and people that you're attracted to. Okay. Then people won't think I'm fucking crazy. Okay. The next one. I don't think you're gonna get this one, but other people listening might. But
Wait,
you
why?
have to look
'Cause
them up.
Is it a
It's just a
triathlete?
show I don't think you watch.
What do you mean? You don't
it's
know my
called-
show life.
Okay, have you ever watched Top Gear or Grand
No.
Tour? It's a car show.
No.
See? Okay. No, you should watch. Okay.
Okay.
So my next, you have to look these guys up because you're like, what the fuck? But these are real people.
Well, show me them.
So
Well,
hear me out.
obviously. Well,
Hear me out.
actually, most of the people you just said are not real people, but
I know I kind of
Continue.
went like fictional, then I'm getting more real. Hear me out. Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond, and James May. All three of them.
all together.
all together. So all for different reasons. Again, you're not going to get it. So first of all, I do recommend watching. It's on Amazon now. Top Gear was the show, and then there was like a falling out with the producers or something. So then they kind of made their own show called Grand Tour, and it's not just about cars, but they have these specials each season, and they go to like different countries, and they'll like be given like a challenge. And it's really funny, but they're British. And then so
Oh, that makes it better.
yeah, they're so funny. So Jeremy Clarkson, also he has a show called Clarkson's Farm, and it's very, very wholesome, and he's British, and like this old guy, and he's really tall, and he's got this farm, and I don't know, it's very cute, very like uplifting. I love it. It's like
Wholesome,
a feel good
uplifting?
show. Very
Why
wholesome
are all
show.
British shows uplifting?
It
and
literally
apparently
is.
sexy?
It makes me so happy. And his new season comes out in May. But anyway, he's tall and he's funny. So that's why he's on the list. Richard Hammond I mean, he's the
Okay.
original Hear Me Out for me. I think I would, but he's also a very short king. I've never seen him in real life. Okay. And then James May, he's just like, he's very dorky. Like he's very nerdy and like knows about like history. And I'm like, that's kind of like Jordan. You know, I love
And
like
your
a
brother.
dorky guy. Yeah. Ew. So all three of them, like I said,
All together. You can pull
All
something
together.
from all them. Yeah.
I told Jordan that because he's like, what's your list? And I like read it to him and he thought that was very funny. So now every
I
time we
love
watch
that.
the show, he's going to be like, Carolyn's over there giving them eyes.
She would. Carolyn would.
She would. You have to look them all up because you're going to be like, what the fuck? They're all like
Okay.
60. It's fine. Just sucking on Dr. Pepper.
I'm about to take this like to a different okay. Hear me out. A 1-800-MOMS hotline. So basically, you can call it if you don't have a mom, or you can just call it to ask stupid questions or to vent.
I like that because sometimes my mom doesn't answer the phone.
Exactly.
Calling
and
you
you
out,
just have
Mom.
to be like, I need moral support. I'm going to the doctor, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they
I call
just
my
like
mom.
hang on the phone with you.
Like I literally call my mom if like one time there was a spider in the apartment and I think I talked about it on the podcast.
We remember. We remember.
Yeah. And it was just like Jordan wasn't home and I was like, Mom, what do I do? And she's like, I can't help you. Not that she
And then you're
would
like,
if she were.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, she wouldn't help me. And like she hates spiders too. But I mean, I'll call her for like, I sometimes voice memo Michelle in the same way I would call my mom. You know, I'll be like, just voice memo you stuff like.
Yeah,
like
we just kind of give
venting.
updates.
Yeah, like one of them was very personal, and I guess I can tell the story. It's kind of disturbing.
Let's hear it.
So, like, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago.
At this point of the podcast, you always have an idea. You're just like, I have to say something, but I don't know if I should say it. I feel like you're liquored up around the 50-minute mark and you're ready
oh my
to
God,
go.
you're so right. It's the Dr. Pepper. It's the
It's a
glycogen.
combination. It's the
Stores
sexy
are
men,
depleted. The sexy men. Yeah.
the sexy horses. Okay,
The
let's
sexy
hear
horses. Okay, so I clogged the toilet. Okay, to be fair,
it. Okay.
I don't think it immediately clogged. Like I flushed and it didn't even try to drain. So I think there was already a clog like in the pipe.
Too
know
many
what I mean?
tampons. Yeah.
Not even on my period. I think I'm gonna blame Jordan. I'm just kidding. I don't know. It could have been either one of us. But like I won't
Jordan's
lie. I won't lie. I
Okay.
had gone number 2. This is so gross. I can't believe I'm telling
Okay,
this on
I'm
the podcast,
blaming
but
you
we're all-
now.
We're all runners. I know. Well, okay. It was like not substantial and I didn't use a lot of toilet. Like it was just like didn't even try to
It was an
drain.
average number 2. Got it.
It was an average number 2 and it just like immediately like I flushed and it just like started rising. It didn't even try to drain and I was like, "Oh no, it's clogged." And so I was like obviously I have a plunger and so I started plunging and I was like, "It's fine." And I kept plunging and it wouldn't go down. And then I was like, "This is my worst fucking nightmare."
Well, how
and then I
long?
called my mom. Okay, so then I voice memoed Michelle. At the same time, I was like giving her updates. I was like, I don't know what to do. And so I was like really, really plunging. And then my mom is like, yeah, this happens to us sometimes at our house. She's like, you just got to keep plunging and it'll go down eventually. And so
Oh,
I
yes.
plunged for, I'm not even kidding, like 20 minutes straight. And I was
This is why your
working.
shoulder's hurting on your runs.
Oh my
now.
God, probably. It's still
We
sore
didn't even-
from that.
I'm glad we
And,
put
like-
that together.
And I was like working that day. I mean, from home, but I was just like not even logged on because I was like in the bathroom and I was like crying and sweating. And I was like, I cannot call
crying.
maintenance because there was like, stuff in the toilet. And I was like,
mean-
this is my worst nightmare. And I'm the only one
Blame the
home, so I
cats.
can't blame Jordan. I could blame the cats. And so I called my mom and she's like, just keep plunging. And so I'm on the phone with her. I'm plunging and I'm like, it's not going down. And she's like, okay, just take a break. Just like, just go get like some water and
Take a
like
break.
sit down, relax.
Come back in 20.
Yeah.
Give it a nice 20.
That's what she said. Give it 20. I voiced my mom Michelle. I'm like, I don't know what to do. And then
See, 1-800
yeah,
moms would tell you the same thing.
that's what I'm saying. This is why we need it. And then I like came back and then plunged literally for like 30 more minutes, like so aggressively. And I just kept thinking to myself,
So aggressively.
like, I can't have any other human seeing this. Like, this is disgusting. And so I was like, just the thought of that was inspiration enough that I've like never worked harder for anything in my life. And I actually got it to, with some good elbow grease.
And
I
honestly,
mean, I think it
if
was,
that
like,
doesn't
really-
inspire you, then I don't know what
That's what
else
I'm
we can
saying.
tell you. Always
Like
try
every time I
harder.
do a triathlon, now I'm going to think about that. But again, I think it was like I think it was like deep in the pipes. That's why it wouldn't, because it wasn't, I don't know. That's like a gross story.
Blame
I'm
the
sorry.
pipes.
Maybe we
That's
cut
what
that
they
out. I don't know.
always say.
Do we cut the story out? I don't know. I don't know.
I
It's
think
like
it's
a
hilarious.
triathlon running. Like people poop. Okay, guys.
Everybody.
It wasn't even my
Also, I don't
fault.
have a plunger right now, so like, knock on wood for me.
Girl, that's the thing that
I need to. I
you don't buy once we. It's like one of those things that you like don't think about until you need it, and then you really
until you need it, and it's like one of
Amazon.
those things where it's like, yeah, like the 24-hour Amazon, and just kind of like deal with it until then. No, I'm just kidding. Think stores close early here. Yeah, everything closes at like 5.
That's really
It's
like
whack.
all year, or is it just
No,
cold?
on the weekends. On Saturday, like yesterday, I was like, took a fat nap after the long run, of course.
Yeah.
And then at 4:30, I was like, great, ready to go shopping. Even Walmart closed at
No
5.
way.
Yeah,
Why?
way. I don't know. It's freaking Brossard.
Canada.
I guess things in Montreal, if I would have driven into Montreal, but like at what cost? I didn't feel like going over the bridge and the iciness, you know?
That's fair. That's fair.
All right, do you have another Hear Me Out?
Oh, I do. Okay.
I'm very excited. And I'm so excited to insert the photos.
The next one is Mayhem from the Allstate commercial. I've had a crush on that guy since I was like 11. He's like a real actor. I can't remember his name. but
Mayhem.
Yeah, he's cute.
Wait,
He's a
hold
cute
on.
guy.
I think I have a vision of him, but let me just double check.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You like a jaw is what I'm learning.
I think
from
I
this.
like a jaw.
I think she likes a jaw.
The horse first, and then
And the movie Jaws. Don't you like that movie?
it's a great movie. I
Okay,
wouldn't.
Maybe that was someone
I'm
else.
not. He's not a hear me
You
out.
wouldn't put him on the list.
I wouldn't put him on the list. The shark.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd make the list.
Shark from Jaws. Okay, hear me out. Actually putting your fingers in a bowling ball.
Like, what do you mean?
Because
Don't they go in
I
there?
hate. Okay, so bowling balls have holes, as we all know.
Yeah.
Why do the good bowlers not put their fingers in the holes to bowl? Like,
They
let's
don't?
normalize putting your fingers in the
Whoa.
holes.
Wait, they don't?
Yeah. And then so
What?
when I bowl a good frame, is that what a game is called, a frame? I don't know.
Sure.
When
No
I
idea.
bowl a good game, all of a sudden everyone's like, oh, well, you put your fingers in the holes. So does it even count? And I'm like,
That's what they're.
that's what it's here for. That's what it's
How m-
there for.
How many professional bowlers do you know?
Like 5? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
My
I was
dad,
like-
no, my dad is a really good bowler. Like sick,
Oh.
like really, like crazy good. Like he'll be like,
Okay.
oh yeah, I bowled like a. He always talks about his like 600 series. So when it like averages
Wow.
over 200 for 3 games,
Yeah.
he does it all the time. And I'm like, bruh, I didn't get those bowling genes.
Does he put his fingers in the holes?
Sounds like a cool
Bowling
pair of
genes?
clothes. He does not put his fingers. Actually, that's a good question. I'll have to ask him and follow up. But anyway,
Wow.
I think we need to normalize that because my hand's too
Huh.
small to hold the ball. Like I just can't do it.
Same. Actually, that's not true. I have very large hands.
We should
So,
try. We should go bowling and maybe
They're weak though, so I don't think I could. Also, they're weak, but they're long.
like palm a bowling ball. Can anyone palm a bowling ball actually? Other than
Probably
Shaq?
Alex Hanold, that climber guy who free soloed.
Oh yeah,
I bet that guy's
love
got.
that guy.
I mean, he does like pull ups
He's
with like
grippy
an
hands.
index finger.
yeah.
He-
Alex
you know
Honnold could
what?
definitely grip a bowling ball.
I'm gonna add him to my hear me out list.
I think everyone agrees with you.
I
there.
was gonna say maybe that's not a hear me out though. Like low key. Yeah.
hear me
I
out
think everyone
because he can palm a bowling ball, and that is a skill.
that and that only. Also, his girlfriend's super cute, so maybe hear me out her too. I forget her name. Wife. They're married. They have a kid. And then my last one is dumb. I just did my bikes. Sometimes I just sit there, like I look at them so much throughout the day.
They are sexy.
They look so good. They're sexy. They're very aesthetic.
Yeah.
They
They
make me
complete the
happy.
apartment, some would say.
They
I
do.
feel like it's part of the decor.
What would Jordan? Okay, I feel bad because I mean, he decorates. He's like the
I mean,
design king. God bless
The
him.
wall behind you. We've talked about
Right.
this.
He's an architect, you know, but the bikes are like a non-negotiable. I'm like, where the fuck else, man? This apartment's so small. Like they're going on the wall. They went on the
They're
last
either going
one, too.
there or on the bed. Like,
Yeah.
there's 2 options.
Right? There's no other option. I mean, I'm not gonna put them outside. He's like originally had suggested that we keep them on the patio, and I'm like,
With like a tarp.
to be like with the elements and the spiders. No,
At what cost? Yeah, absolutely.
but they
not.
look so good there, and I'm like, what else, Jordan, would hang? Like, what else would hang there? Nothing.
Exactly. Photos
Nothing. That
of
would
bikes.
look crazy.
I don't think so. Okay, I have 2 more. One is 2 combined. And I also thought of these after like just un petit peu edible. Shape changing glasses.
Love that.
And at the same time, when I was making this list, I also wrote expanding metal. And I think this is because, okay, for many reasons. Remember when I fell and I had to get my ring cut off the next day because my finger obviously like broke.
Right.
So also, you know when you're running and your fingers swell?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
All the time.
Right?
Or just walking. Or just eating just salt.
Yeah, just like surviving in this
Being in an
life.
airplane,
You know what I mean?
everything. Oh, yeah.
Literally, we're bloating all the time. So metal, like rings that expand and go back in. So you can just wear it.
I was thinking, okay, that's so weird that you said that. Because today on my run, I never wear my wedding rings when I work out, which, okay, boomers.
I don't think many people do. Boomers get mad at it.
They never take their rings off. My mom, Jordan's mom, like they just leave. My mom's like, I never take mine off. And I'm like, when you shower, like everything, she just doesn't take it off. But I'm like, obviously not going to wear them when I swim.
Can you imagine in the ocean?
Yeah. Or just, and I'm like, you're cold, your fingers do shrink a little. And then you're like pulling in the water. I don't know. And like, I don't know, chlorine probably isn't good for them. And then riding a bike, you shouldn't wear, this is a hot tip. I think I've talked about it on the podcast. Do not wear a real wedding ring. I wear like my silicone ones when I ride. Because you can deglove your finger if you crash. Don't do that.
That's how I felt falling in my Jeffrey Campbell heels. I almost degloved my finger.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Like, don't do that.
Why on a bike though?
I don't know.
Because you're going
so
fast.
Like caught on stuff. I don't know. I don't really.
Can get caught in the.
I'm scared to look it up. I have no idea. I should probably look that up. But
honestly, rings are just dangerous.
They are. But yeah, I don't wear it running because I was thinking about that bloatation. It get bloated, and then I was also like, I don't know, I don't sleep in them. Okay, Napa. Oh my.
I think Tom's coming. Napa, easy beat. 1 second. Sorry, when she wakes up from a nap sometimes, she's like, I haven't been on guard dog patrol.
Oh, she forgot.
And then she feels guilty. And I'm like, no, it's okay. You were resting. And she goes, I'm sorry. And then she tries to like catch up. And I'm like, you're not getting paid for this.
She's like, you were almost killed while she was sleeping. Also, side note, Cosmo, or the IT cat,
IT cat.
He's taken on a new role as plumber.
Not an IT?
Plumber now. He likes sitting in the bathtub now every day. After I shower, he'll just sit there. Like in the water. In the wet. Just like sit it for like an hour for no reason. Like does nothing, just sits there. And I'm
like his mom.
So just sit there in the wet.
In the water.
And then he like gets up on the edge of the tub and now he's like, and then he'll come on, like he'll sit on the back of the toilet tank. And then he'll just like, now he's getting a little interested in a little too interested in the toilet. Like he'll be like our old cat used to sometimes drink out of the toilet, but he's like also starting to, I'm like, can you not? Like,
can you not?
Yeah, I'm like, please don't.
Hear me out. Let's not do that.
Yeah, hear me out. Maybe don't put your paws in the toilet. It's a clean toilet, despite the story I just told. We keep it clean.
We know you keep it clean because you immediately had to plunge it. You plunged for your life. You know what I mean?
What if I was just? Maybe it was full of cat hair. Maybe that's why it clogged. So who knows? Hot take. But yeah, that's his new. He's taken on I brought the headphones out today, the cords, and he didn't even care.
Oh, Napa just threw all of her toys at me. Did you see that?
I did.
I think if you're watching on YouTube or maybe Spotify this time around,
maybe
you will see Napa next to me basically this entire episode. She just took a fat nap. Now she's like,
she was very peaceful.
Up.
She's
like ready to go.
My cat, they're both napping, but one's right here. Juno's sitting on the cat bed. I don't know where it caught. He's probably in the bathtub. Honestly.
In the bathroom.
He's probably sleeping in the bathtub.
By the way, your hair looks good.
Oh, you think? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It always looks good though. You're like,
just
is it too soft? Is it too shiny?
It's so shiny. I'm just kidding. No,
you guys, it's too soft. It doesn't go in a ponytail.
My ends.
Remember?
Oh.
it
does.
FYI.
It slides out. Yeah, my ends. I like every time I go to her, I'm like, can you just cut it a little bit? Because I try. I'm like, I want it to grow out, and then it never grows.
Oh,
like it.
Tell them to dust it. That's what my girl told me. She's like, just tell them you want like a dusting.
I think my girl dusts it because I'll be like, just do a little bit, but then like
I'm trying to grow it.
It's so little that the ends are still like, even after she cuts it, I'm like, okay, I probably need like this much cut off for the ends to be.
That's every time I get my hair done. This is actually the longest my hair has ever been.
I'm really jealous. Crazy. I'm like, maybe I've been drinking the bone.
It's the collagen. I'm short though. The bone. So I'm
like,
you've been drinking
that bone. So I'm like, maybe it'll grow.
Drinking that fish skin.
The fish skin. I see her.
I'm gonna have to have some after this.
right before the marathon, actually. As a matter of fact.
Oh, the PT girl? Oh no, your hair girl.
Oh, my hair girl. I see her. Actually works out. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. I think I can. There's an event that Strava's hosting for their like ambassadors. And it's the Friday. Did we talk about it?
Oh no.
I just got the email this week, girl.
Not Strava.
Just kidding.
I'm not, this is the. I was
Zwift.
talking about the
I know.
Mallorca trip. I was like, what?
Oh my, that's Zwift. I get, people get Strava and Zwift confused, and I do too sometimes, and I don't know why.
I think they
it's
both start with S. When I
Strava
think about
and
it, I
Zwift.
know.
Oh
them.
my god, and they're kind of like weird letters, and they're both orange.
I use
get it.
one, but not the other. Like I bet.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway,
But Strava's having a event for the ambassadors, and because like the LA Marathon, and it's like near the haircut place. So I'm like, I'll just hit them both up.
wait, that's so dope.
I know, like far
How
as
cool
fuck
are
from
you?
here, but I know, excited. I'm like, I don't know what it is, and I'm kind of nervous because I'm like, I don't know if I know anyone, but I follow the girl.
I bet you'll know some people.
The girl that sent the email who works for Strava. We follow each other on Instagram, and she seems really cool. So I'm like best friends. So,
Yeah.
and then like the whole Zwift trip to Mallorca is going to be the same way. It's like, okay, I'm flying to Spain, but then also going to be there with a bunch of people I don't know. So
It's gonna be
It'll be
fun.
fun.
I mean,
It's gonna be fun.
you're the easiest person to get along with.
God, thank you. Actually, I will say one girl was in the DMs, and we follow each other already, and she's like, "Are you going to like Mallorca?" And I was like, "Thank God," because she seems really cool, and like she's a content queen, and I was like, "This is gonna be great."
Yeah, you guys are
so
just
much
gonna make
content.
content. Don't forget about me.
I won't. I would never. I'll bring the microphone.
You're like, we'll find out. Hear me out.
We'll
Don't
find
forget
out.
about me. Oh my God, how long are you there for?
I leave, I think, on a Monday, and Monday to Monday. So we'll probably have to do the pod. We'll have to film
We'll
it,
do a double up,
record it,
or maybe we'll film one
something.
early and then we'll
Yeah.
figure it out.
We'll figure
I
it
can't
out.
believe your marathon is in 2 weeks, though. That's so soon.
I'm excited. So yeah, I don't know how. I guess I'll take it day by day with the shin, but like I should be. I don't know. I'm more of a 1 week taper kind of gal, so I don't know. I'll see what my coach gives me.
Are you biking? The week before?
I will probably kind of stick to the same schedule, like 3 rides a week and then like 3 swims, and then just like lower the amount of run mileage. But my bike rides will be like way less intense, and I probably won't. Like my Saturday group ride is so fucking hard.
Yeah, I'll probably skip it.
I might just not do it the next 2 weeks because it's just I'm like
That's what I'm saying, for the week before, and then I mean, obviously not the day before the race.
Yeah,
but like
no.
even the week before.
No,
I
next
feel
week
like
I probably
you know,
yeah, I probably
it'll be
won't
like
do
the chillest weekend of your life.
Right. I'll probably. Can you imagine? Can I sleep in? Yeah, I'll probably just go for like a little cruise, like on just enjoy myself for once on my bike instead of like killing myself and like emotional damage. So I don't know how far my run will be next weekend though. Which
I'm guessing like 8 to 10.
That's kind of what I was thinking, like a nice 10. I'm like, that sounds great.
Solid.
I'm
Isn't
like,
that
honestly,
crazy? Our brains get so brainwashed from running. You're just like, oh, only 2 hours.
I know.
Great.
It's kind of nice though, because like since I never run a marathon, and then like going back to long runs being like 10 to 12, because like 10 to 12 before I'm like that's so long, but now that I've been doing like 17 to 20, I'm like oh, 10 to 12, that's
little
like my
off week.
Thursday run. Yeah, I'm like, oh god, it's gonna
Yeah.
be so easy. I'm gonna be so good at running now, but
Freaking love
we'll
it.
see how the shin feels.
I
There's IT
need
Cat.
to catch up on so many. Oh, bring her over. I have to catch up on so many Boston emails. I've been trying to like.
Oh yeah.
I just haven't been getting excited about it because I'll talk about it next week, baby. But like my travel plans, were kinda, like changed and stuff. We'll talk about it next time though.
Yeah, I want to hear. I mean, Boston's when is it? April
21st,
Okay,
21st. I think
that's soon.
Yeah, the
Oh my
Monday.
god, that's so soon.
It's so soon.
Oh my god, it's
but, like,
March.
far enough.
Yeah. No. Yeah. You got a lot of time.
Yeah.
You got a lot
Hear
of
me
time.
out. It's sometime.
You've got like your 3 hotel rooms that you're gonna sell for like a inflated price. Remember?
No, literally. Oh wow! I actually
Your
have to
business
cancel one
idea.
right now
Oh,
because
shit.
I'm gonna get paid. Hey, ma'am, we're almost done. I'm gonna get charged the full amount if I don't cancel it by Monday, and I don't need
Okay,
that room.
that's
So I
tomorrow.
probably should do that. Yeah.
Wait, you don't need that room? Okay. How
Dude,
much was it?
The full amount was gonna be like $3,000.
For how many nights?
I was gonna go. I think it was Friday through Monday night, but now
That's
I'm
it?
planning on only going. Yeah, it's sick.
They
It was
jacked
sick.
those prices
and it's like
up.
the
Holy
cheapest one.
That's insane. I always think like, oh, if I qualified for Boston,
You will.
like I'd want to do it because like what an experience, and like
You have to.
I feel like I'd have to. I mean, we'll see.
Would it
if
fit
I
in the
do.
schedule?
That's the thing. So it's like hard. Well, maybe because Oceanside's the beginning of April, and so I could still do Oceanside, and then still there'd be like plenty of weeks in between before Boston. But then now that they're getting rid of St. George, that would be like 2 weeks after Boston or a week after Boston or whatever. And now they're not going to have it anymore. So
They're not going to have it.
So maybe it would work out. That would be really cool.
Maybe it would.
Maybe it would.
Can
we
you imagine
going?
going to Boston together?
Next year, let's go.
Fuck, that means I have to qualify again. Well,
What is it?
my
325?
training has been terrible. 325, yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, I want to do another marathon. Okay, so this Christmas, this
Yes.
December, I want to do either Honolulu, which I have like a hookup
Yeah.
there. So like Kim is gonna go, like she has a free hotel room.
I'll go
so I
with you
just
guys.
need
Cool.
the flight. Yeah, come.
Um,
So Honolulu, and then either that or CIM.
Oh,
And
see,
CIM
people love CIM.
It's like my favorite course. It's
Damn
one of my
it.
favorite courses. It's so fun.
It's
So
the
I could
same-
qualify there, maybe.
That's like a fast course, I've heard. CIM. That's like everyone does it, right? Because they're
it's a
trying to
little, like,
qualify.
Yeah. It's
Really?
definitely net downhill, but there's some like rolling hills throughout. So just like you have to be ready for it. But
Yeah.
if you're ready for it, it can be a really
It's
speedy
amazing.
course. It's amazing. And the last like 5K is just like a little bit downhill, and it just
Mm-hmm.
it gives you what you want. You know what you know,
Yeah.
like during races, like sometimes you're okay with a hill as long as it
Yeah.
has like a nice like recovery downhill. Like that
Yeah.
course, I feel like if you get tired, like they give you a little bit of a downhill, and when you're
That's
feeling
nice.
strong, maybe I just had a good race. It actually wasn't a good race because I didn't hit my goal when I did it, but I was
The vibes were good.
the vibes were good. I wasn't
hit
like
the vibe
fully
goal.
trained for it. Yeah, vibes
it.
were there, so I have to do it again.
It's the same weekend as Indian Wells, which I'm like, I will always do Indian Wells.
CIM.
I love Indian Wells. Yeah.
The first
So
week
I'm
of
gonna-
December. Oh, that's such a bummer.
I
Okay, well,
know.
qualify. Well, it's so hard because it's like you can only really do one marathon a year.
Yeah. It's like, that's it. So
And LA is hard.
I know. We'll see. I'm like, okay,
You're
I
gonna
think
do
we
great.
looked at the marathon pace chart, and it's like an 8-minute mile, right? For a marathon is a 3:30, I think.
Yeah,
And I'm like, I can do
and
that.
the course will run long too. So always,
Oh,
7:58 kind of. You know what I mean? Like when you run a marathon, it's never 26.2
That's
exactly.
true. You're so smart. You're so,
So
smart.
freaking annoying. But I think you have to do
yeah.
a 3:25, right?
Yeah. So I'm like,
Qualify for 20.
my goal is to go sub 3:30, and I'm like, I think I can do that. But then again, today when I was having my heart attack, I really, when I hit that wall, I was only like 8 miles in. I don't know why. I just felt like nothing. I ate great like yesterday. I didn't, nothing was wrong with my stomach. I was eating my gels on my run. It just like I like hit this wall, and I was like, I can't run any faster. I think maybe I took it out too fast, but it wasn't even that fast, and it wasn't not anywhere close to how fast I want to run the marathon. And I'm like, how the fuck am I going to run 26 miles way faster than this?
Okay.
You know what
well,
I
your
mean?
training has been, this is so funny. I always talk about this, how like you always need every runner in your position will say
Yeah.
the exact same thing. And then you need that friend to be like, well, you just did so much in your training. Of course you're going to be tired now.
Right.
And then you go, yeah, you're right.
You're right.
And then you say it
run
again 2 days
and kill
later.
it.
Yeah.
It's so true. It is so
I'll
true.
be
And like,
saying this to you in like 5 weeks. I'll be like, I'm just so out of shape. I just don't even
yeah,
think
and
I
they'll be like,
should do
Michelle,
it."
shut the fuck up. But
And
it's
I'll be
so
like,
funny,
"Okay."
right? Like adrenaline's such a drug, and hopefully
Totally.
they don't test for that. I don't know. I mean, I like do interval workouts, and like I'm like, fuck, like a 7:15 feels like it's gonna kill me, and then I ran a half marathon. It was like 7:06 pace. So I'm like, I think
Yeah, you
think
just
I'll-
had the craziest half marathon.
I did. Though granted, it was flat, and if I tried to do that twice, I would pass away. So
There is a bridge. There is a bridge.
yeah, I think 7:45 just sounds like a really nice. It sounds like a good vibe. That's the goal.
Sounds like a vibe.
What
Oh,
is a
you're gonna crush it.
7:45 marathon?
That I should know this like off the top of my head
know.
to the
Come on,
second.
Michelle.
Wait, test me.
Okay,
Hold on.
okay, hold on. Marathon pace.
So I did a
chart.
7:43.
Just you keep
Okay,
thinking.
hold on. Don't
I won't say
I'm doing
anything
the math.
until you tell me.
I'm not doing the math. I'm just like doing my pace charts in my head. It is a 3:20. Stop. Don't tell me. 3:23:30.
You're okay. Holy
What is
shit, you're
it?
so smart. Okay, I don't. This chart doesn't have it. It says a A 7:49 pace would be a 3 hour and 25-minute marathon, and a 7:37 would be 3 hours and 20. So you're right in the middle. You're so smart. Wait, here we go. This one is more accurate. Does this one have a 7:45 pace? No. Okay. If I wanted to run a 3:20, I would have to run a 7:38 pace. You're like right on the money. You're right.
Yeah, it's somewhere around there.
No, I mean, because like if I ran a 7:49, I'd run a 3:25. So you're so smart.
Do you have a pacing strategy for the day of?
No.
Have you thought about that?
Mine is like, do not, Carolyn, don't take it out at a 6:45 because I'm gonna get excited.
Don't start. Got it. And honestly, that's a fair strategy.
I think
if that's all you need to tell yourself, then you're good.
I'm also in the. I guess we can talk more about the marathon next week, but I'm also in the general corral or whatever, because it was like to get into one of the other corrals, you had to submit a marathon time. Oh. No, you just had to submit a marathon time, but it had to be in the last like 2 years. I haven't ran a marathon, and I was like, "Can I do a half marathon time?"
No, that's
but I don't think
so
you
annoying.
could. So I'm gonna be like, I don't know. I don't think it's like. I think it's fine if you're in that corral and you're kind of near the front, because I must have been in that corral the first time I did the LA marathon. I don't remember it being like traumatic.
Okay, because I think that happened to me too, because I forget like why it happened, because I submitted a time and everything, but it's almost better in my eyes. Just get to the front of the general, because then I don't know, like if you like pace groups, maybe this isn't a good mindset, but like for me, it's kind of like I like picking off pace groups, knowing that I started behind them. You know what I mean?
I love that.
It's like, when a pace group passes me, there's nothing worse for my mental game.
Same.
You really have to be okay with it. You know what I mean?
It's such a thing. Oh my God, that's so true. And I like don't even like to look at them. I'm like, oh my God. Like when I pass,
like, don't even get near me. Like I'm either going ahead of you, behind you. Like, ugh. So maybe that's a good thing.
I can't remember I think at Long Beach they do. I think they do by 10, not by 5. I can't remember, but it was like 1:30 and then 1:40. No, maybe it was by 5. But I can't remember. Okay, yeah. So I used to
pace the 4 and the 3:55.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry. I paced the half marathon actually. I don't know.
I think I like passed. I don't remember where I started at Long Beach in an appropriate crowd, but I like passed the 1:40 pretty early on, and I was like, oh fuck yeah. And then I just like
such a good feeling.
It's such a good feeling. And I was like, do not let them. And then I'd like go around a turn, kind of like at the beginning, and I'd be like, they're right behind me. And then, but then I ran a 1:35, so it's fine. I was like,
it's almost like you're being chased.
Yeah, it is. I was like,
being chased by the pace group. Like,
I wish they didn't have them. Just kidding. I know why they have them. I would love to be a pacer. That'd be fun.
So I used to pace the half at Long Beach. I did it 2 years in a row. I did the 150 and the 155.
Love that. That'd be what I would do.
I did the 150 with my friend Dylan, and like we would like take turns holding it. And that, I think the 150, it just went so well. And we just like getting people, because there's so many people with a 150 goal, you know?
Right.
2 hours, I feel like there's a lot of pressure there.
That's
you know what I mean?
That's a big one.
That's a big one. And like, there's a part of the race, I don't know if you realize this, where, and maybe Garmin fixed this, because the last time I did the half, I didn't experience this, but you're going through the city, like in the first few miles, and your Garmin kind of cuts out. And so like, there's like one split that's always a little funky. And then when you're kind of like, when you're pacing people, you're like, oh, I need to like remember how that tracked, and just kind of like trust that your body is like doing the average pace, you know?
Yeah.
And so the second time I did it, I was like, I hit it right on, but I wanted to be like 15 to 20 seconds under, you know?
Yeah.
And I hit it right on, and like half the people were happy, half the people were like, oh no, why is my watch over? And I'm just
and
sorry. I hit it right on instead of being like a little under. So that was traumatizing, but
that is a little traumatizing. That would be so much fun. A lot of pressure though. I'm like, what if you just like, I guess that's like, I would do like 150. I'm like, I paced Haley to the 145 when she did the Rose Bowl half last year, but I'm like, I don't know if I could pace the whole group, because I was like, honestly, like that was kind of hard. Like it's Haley, and I'm like, if you had a whole group with you,
145 is like pretty fast too to pace.
It is, and I'm like, that's a lot of pressure. And I'm like, what if I like have to go to the bathroom?
People are
like,
depending on you,
right? And I'm like, what if you like have tight calves and need to stop and stretch?
That's why it's like really hard to pace a marathon, because like you don't know if you're just gonna have explosive diarrhea.
Yeah, I don't know how people do it. I guess that's why there's usually 2 pacers, right? In case one has to have the poops. maybe.
Explosive diarrhea. Yeah, that's true. Or you pass it on to someone in the group that you feel trustworthy with. Be like, take my watch. I will meet up with you. And then they take the watch. I feel like that happened to Kim or someone I was talking to recently where like they were then in charge of the group and they'll be like, I'll be right back.
Oh my God. That's so much pressure. You're like, I didn't sign up for this. You just take off. You're like way faster. Damn.
Anyway, well, this was fun.
This was so fun. Great
Good
episode.
to know your sexual preferences.
I know everyone's going to be like, Carolyn has issues.
Or they're going to be like, Michelle didn't follow the rules.
That's true. This is your fault. You're making me look. You did that on purpose. You're like, I'm going to make Carolyn look fucking insane. I'm just kidding. You'll do it next week. It's fine. We'll figure it out. I'll do my hear me out ideas and you'll do your hear me out.
I don't think I can think of like anyone the more I think about it.
Just think about it. Like, think about it while you're running. Like, I had a few in my head, and then as I ran, I was like, but then I had thought about, like, I'd watch the Hear Me Out Cake TikToks, and then I thought of some too.
Well, we'll give another marathon update. We'll talk about pacing strategy. We'll talk about how we're feeling next week. And
it's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Follow us on Instagram, Going Off Course Pod.
And then, or email us at goingoffcoursepodcast@gmail.com if you have any insights. I don't know.
Questions.
Insights.
Actually, we don't want the insights. They're going to be like,
maybe don't send us
y'all
insights.
are weird. Yeah, no insights.
Unless, you know.
Give us 5 stars and give us the insights there. Be like, y'all are dumb, but give us 5 stars.
Give us 5 stars, rate us. What else? Yeah, if you have questions, DM us. We will answer questions on the podcast. So
we're down to hear you out. So just leave a 5-star and comment like who you want to be heard out about.
Yeah,
what?
Give us your hear me out list.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, we'll see you guys next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.